Start your engine.
Green flag, the gas is on the right, man, go! Remember to breathe. Remember to breathe. Watch it.
Car high.
Wie best do, fellow reloaders? This is Jace coming to you from Not Your Common Ammo. We're back out at the press bench. And before we get into today's video, I would like to say, hey, hit the like and subscribe button. It really helps us out. Love you guys. Thank you so very much for doing that. All right, in today's video, we're going to be going over a bunch of things. First of all, I would like to clarify a few things. First of all, we're going to be getting into, yep, we got the load data here. We're going to be getting into that. We're going to be going through some of that. Hey, look at this. Something new. I didn't even ask for this. I went on the website one time. I didn't put my name or anything like that. But all of a sudden this shows up in the mail. I think my phone was listening to me. But yes, Alliant has sent me load data on their powders. And that is really cool. That's some forward thinking. Either that or the government's listened to me. All right. And then, of course, we've got the lineman over here, and we're going to be going through that as well. Folks, we've got a couple of new things that we have right now, okay? First of all, yes, we have projectiles. And just to clarify a few things, that is a bullet. This is a projectile. Now, when you put all of these things together, like, okay, let's say you've got your projectile inside your casing with a primer, that is a bullet with powder. Okay? Speaking of powder, guess what, folks? Yep. We got some powder in. Yes, it is the Mag Pro. Let's take a look at this. I'm going to look at the load data just to show you what I was looking at and what I was wanting by getting that when it became available. Okay, so we're going to flip through here and we're going to go in. Okay, here is our load data. Okay, so we are at a 243 Winchester, 100 grain, right there. Accurate, Mag Pro. That right there is why I got the Mag Pro. I was looking at the IMR 7977, but look, that came available and I got it. Okay, so that is our load data. Okay, that is the load data that we will be going with, and that was the load data that we will use. Okay, so all right, I went with that. Why? Now, if I want to adjust the pressure down, I can adjust it down. I can adjust the pressure back up as well. If I get the top of the line here, I have the option to adjust as I wish. Okay, I can go with a minimum, or I can go with a maximum, or I can do somewhere in between. It is up to me. Okay, so that is that. Now, I'm going to leave this open because we're going to be going back in there for a second. Now, we're going to get the super crappy cheap calipers going, and I'm going to show you a few things. Now, I have measured my cases. I have made sure that they are the right size. Now, you'll also ask, Jace, why in the heck do you have a case with a removable projectile? Because this is what I do, right? What I did, okay, is I went in and I said, all right, I want to match my bullet to my weapon, okay? And that's where the load data comes from. Okay, so I found out the absolute length of a bullet going into the weapon, when you chamber around, the absolute length that they want, okay, on here, and it's right there, 2.71. Okay, that 2.71, that is from tip to tail. Okay? You see where that is? Okay? From tip to tail, we lost about 1/10. Okay? So that means there is a jump of 1/10. Okay? A jump is, okay, there. That, my dear friends, that's how far that bullet is off from the lands. Okay? From where it's supposed to be. That's 1/10 off. Okay? That is a lot. Okay? So, this bullet, let's say my lands is even further up. Let's say my lands are at maybe another 2/10. Okay? So that means that bullet is jumping 2/10. Okay? Twice that distance. That's not good. Because then it's hitting the lands and then it's going through the barrel. Okay? I don't like that too very much. That distance right there, that could damage the lands. That could damage my barrel. I don't like that. Okay? So, what I do is I get a case, right? And for me, I loosened up the neck just a little bit, just so I can move this in and out. Okay? So if you notice, one hand, okay? And I can also put it back in, one hand. But you see how far out that is, right? Okay? I can take that, or chamber it into my weapon, and it'll push it back to where it's supposed to be, right? It'll be laying in it'll be what they call jammed into the lands. When I did my measurement, see, chamber the round and then pull the round back out. When you pull the round back out, do it at normal speed. Do not take your time doing it slow. Do it at normal speed. Okay? And this is what I found. This is 1/10 of an off. When I came back in and I measured and I chambered my round and pulled the round out, okay, chambered, pulled it back out, I found that right there is where my lands were. That is the absolute furthest point forward that I can go. That is where the lands is, where the bullet is jammed up into my lands. That's where the bullet lands. Okay, so it's jammed up in there. Okay, and it pushes this back into place. Okay, and it lets me know the furthest point forward that I can go, which is 2.72 to get into the lands. All right, so pull my round out. I did this like 4 times, right straight in a row. Reset the bullet, pulled the projectile out as far as it'll go, put it in, chambered the round, pulled it back out, and measured it. Okay? And each time I measured it, it was 2.72. It didn't change. Okay? Just wanted to make sure. So, then what I do after that, after I chamber around, take it out, measure it, I go back in and I say, okay, so if I know that the furthest point forward is 2.72, I'm going to back it off 2/100ths of an inch. Okay? 2/100ths of an inch. I am going to take it back out 2/100ths of an inch, which is going to give me, and if you'll notice, I've got all that information written down right there. 2.72, take out 2/10ths, and that is 270. Okay, so 270 is that's where I start. Okay? And then I start backing this out 3/100ths of an inch. 3/100ths of an inch. Back. Okay? And that will give me, like if I find a sweet spot and I find that I'm more accurate at, let's say, 2.678 or 672. 2.672. Okay, let's say I'm more accurate in there. Okay, that's where I'm going to leave it, and that's where I'm going to set all of my projectiles. I am going to make sure that I measure and I'm within a tolerance of 100th on those. Now, we also have a couple of other things. Yes, we have these. These are comparators, and yes, the comparators do actually fit onto the crappy calipers. They fit right on there quite nicely. They're nice and tight, and they fit right in there. Okay, and I can swap them out with that's the ogive comparator, and then this is the shoulder comparator. Yep. So that is on how to get your projectiles and your bullets fitted to your weapon. Now, Eric Cortina does a better job at doing this than I do, and I'll leave a link right up there for you guys to go and see. Hey, I'm going to go finish out my day. You guys have a good one. See ya.